Chairman, you know, this is not going anywhere. And I would like to rest my case. But before that, why can the Honorable Secretary not admit the truth that he was an American citizen, when in fact he admitted it to his guesting in a TV station, when he was categorically asked whether he was an American citizen? And during the last hearing, Mr. Chairman, I categorically asked him whether he carried passport number 121190223, and he also categorically answered me that he never held that passport. But he admitted in his interview that he was an American citizen and he held this passport. Well, anyway, he does not want, I do not understand why he can admit it in a TV station and cannot admit it before this Honorable Commission. And before I rest my case, I am just worried, Mr. Chairman, because DZRH posted a live interview of Secretary Yazay this morning. And I quote, "The Secretary has suspicion that questioning his citizenship in the Commission on Appointments is part of the destabilization effort against the administration." It pains me, Mr. Chairman, that anything and everything that cannot be answered will be attributed to the destabilization plot. This is unpardonable, Mr. Chairman. The actuation of the Honorable Secretary, at the very least, is contemptuous of this commission. Thank you.
Kindly respond.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, Your Honors. I apologize if that is the kind of impression that you got on that basis. But let me first say at the onset that what I admitted before the interview with Karen Davila is the same admission that I've always consistently made here. I did not legally acquire U.S. citizenship. I also said there, and as I'm saying here now, that when I denied having an American passport, I denied the allegations that came out in media, particularly in Rappler, that I was issued a U.S. passport in 2006 bearing the number that Congresswoman Sato had mentioned, which I do not have any personal knowledge about. And I said that consistently. Now, third, when I said that the questioning my citizenship before the Commission on Appointments, I did not refer to Congressman, to the good and honorable Congressman Sato, and I apologize, ma'am, if I have made the impression that I was referring to you. I was referring to the accusations made through Rappler, and I personally believe that on that basis, this accusation was made not only to embarrass me, but more importantly, to embarrass the appointing authority, and maybe perhaps this is part of the destabilization effort. I never mentioned that anybody questioning here my citizenship, which is your duty, which is your obligation, is part of any destabilization effort. I was referring to those from the outside trying to question my citizenship within this commission, this august body.
Mr. Chairman, it was very, very clear that what he said was the questioning his citizenship in the CA is part of the destabilization effort against the administration. Did he say this, Mr. Chairman, because I, who are propounding the questions about his citizenship, is a member of the Liberal Party of the Philippines?
There is a question. Do you confirm having said or uttered those statements?
I confirm having made statements to that effect in the show of Karen Davila, but I also confirm that I did not refer to any destabilization effort being undertaken by anyone who is a member of this august body, the Commission on Appointments. I was specifically referring to outside efforts. Remember, Mr. Chair, if you will just read the newspapers, there have been a lot of columnists, including a former Secretary of Foreign Affairs, who had always been attacking me for things that are baseless and without, including my alleged intervention in preventing an ambassador from sitting as ambassador in the United Kingdom. But this is precisely because they were saying these things as an effort to show that I am incompetent, that I am disqualified, as a ploy to embarrass. But never did I make that reference that it was anybody. And if I did, if this is the impression that I committed, ma'am, I apologize. God is my witness. My heart is open. I never said this. And I apologize very sincerely if I hurt you on this, because it has never been my intention to do so.
And I hope God would enlighten you to tell the truth before this committee. And I would like to tell you, Mr. Secretary, that the loyalty to my party stops when my loyalty to my country begins.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Pangilinan.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we'd like to just interject that, well, this representation is the President of the Liberal Party, and we categorically deny that there are any destabilization plots. And we appreciate the fact that the Secretary has apologized. And if he has evidence, then he should submit it to this committee. Because otherwise, these reckless statements are not only unnecessary, but unacceptable. For the record, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Vice Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sure we have heard enough. There has been a very important exchange of opinions. And perhaps at this point, the Commission may start now to consider what has been presented before the Commission at the appropriate forum. What is that forum? Where we have in our new rules a system by which we are able to determine the qualifications, the programs, the competence of individual nominees. And I suggest that at this point, perhaps we don't need to further examine the qualifications and the competence of the Secretary designate. And at some point, Mr. Chairman, perhaps we will have to refer this to the plenary after the usual break for a caucus.
Is that a motion?
I will make that a motion, Mr. Chairman. Can I ask that we now dispense with further questioning of the Secretary of Foreign Affairs in order for us to proceed with our usual procedure on referring matters to the plenary.
There is a motion to refer to the plenary. The confirmation
the motion of our Vice Chairman, may also move that we deferred the action on the rejection or confirmation of Secretary Yasay, and we hold an executive session to decide whether or not we recommend to the plenary the rejection or appointment or confirmation of Secretary.
There is a motion to hold an executive session.
Yeah, hold an executive session, not for the deferment, hold an executive session to determine.
Do I hear any objection? It has been properly seconded, so
Clarification.
kindly restate your motion.
Yes,
Congressman.
Mr. Chairman, the way I hear it, there are two intentions to defer and then executive session. Refer, okay. Refer to the executive session, okay.
The motion is to refer in an executive session the confirmation or rejection of the appointee. So, and it has been properly seconded. So, Mr. Secretary, you're excused. This hearing is suspended. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Your Honors, for this opportunity to be here today.
Can we have a minute recess and clear, Mr. Chairman?
That was the Commission on Appointments tackling the confirmation of Foreign Affairs Secretary Perfecto Yasay. The Commission on Appointments will now hold an executive session after a motion calling for that. They will discuss either to confirm